She should be scared. Very scared.
What is it about, though?
Okay, so we're talking about culture, dating, politics.
Let's fucking go. I get to give my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Can I leave my friend on so he can watch?
I mean, shit. I guess so. It'd be funny though. Hey, what's up, homie? You know we got a podcast. I don't know how this happened, but you know how it happened. All right, what is your name?
Do I hold the mic?
Nah, just hold it. I got you.
Okay, I'm Claudia.
Nice to meet you, Claudia. I'm Ali. Yeah. So as I said, this is we're talking about culture, dating, politics. Is for the FAM stands for young American men because I want guys to learn. So I kind of talk about different things out here in the DC streets.
Hell
cool?
Yeah, baby.
All right, cool. So we had an interesting question today, right? Might jar you a little bit, kind of controversial, but do you think black people should get reparations or not?
Oh my God. Okay. Wait, I feel like I'm gonna get kicked out of school.
I mean, you got. Yeah, you didn't say nothing.
I just don't know that that's like the best solution.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay.
I agree that like there's obviously inequality and there's an issue, but I don't know if that's the solution.
Yeah. Like, well, why would you think it's not the solution?
Like, what would it even look like?
Good question, right?
You know?
Yeah. Because it's like, well, at least based off the way I've understood it, at least before it was just like 40 acres and a mule. That was the main thing. That's what was promised. Obviously never happened, right? So like now, like a lot of black people still want reparations. And as you just said, it's kind of like, well, what is that going to look like now? Like, how do we even decide like who has to pay for this?
Yeah.
Right? Because obviously the white people here now, it's not like they own slaves ever. It's not like they never really had slaves. So it's like, who's going to pay for it? It's just going to be the American taxpayers. I'm like, wait. But I didn't enslave nobody. Why am I paying for it?
And are women included? We didn't even have we didn't have credit cards.
Yeah, like, that's true. That's
not my fault. It's my ancestors' husband's fault.
Yeah, no, right? And it's like, I mean, do you know your lineage here in the U.S.? Are you from the U.S.? Actually?
Well, so my parents are Cuban, and they're from Spain. Like they're.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So it's like we're like Spaniard, Cuban.
Okay, got you. Yeah. But you have like a white. I honestly assumed you were white. Honestly.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
I was asking somebody that the other day.
And they said, what'd they say?
Some people say I look Hispanic, and some people say I look white, and I have no idea what I look like.
Nah, you look white.
Really?
Yeah, she look white, right? She look white to me. Yeah. Nah, but you do. Okay, so at least what I would say. So you kind of like in that space where it's like, what does that kind of look like? You don't think it's even a good solution to really anything?
Maybe I just don't know what the proposals are in specificity, whatever.
Yeah.
And maybe if it looked like something that was feasible, I could.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not like super no or super yes. It doesn't sound like a super feasible thing.
Yeah. Nah. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, fuck no. To be honest, like at least this point in today's day and age, I honestly think, and maybe you might agree with this or maybe not, I think reparations have already been paid in so many ways. And
how so?
Well, at least from a social standpoint, from a political standpoint, from an economic standpoint, and we're talking like economics, for example, when we look at SNAP and welfare, for example, a disproportionate amount of black people that are on that, and they're just on that, and to be on it for years, like not just like, okay, 1 year, one off. Obviously, some people just go one off, two off.
That?
Yeah, sure.
My counter to that would be, I think the point of like a reparations, like if you were to argue for it, is like so that people have the means to not be on those programs. Like you're giving people the capital to like actually invest in a life that would not require them to be on like welfare and benefits. And
that's actually good you said that. But my thing with that is that you can't just giving people money does not actually solve a problem.
Yeah.
So even let's say they suddenly have the amount of money to not be in a difficult situation. Well, if they're not making good financial choices, it doesn't matter. They go right back. It's almost in the same way if I took all the money from every single wealthy person in the world and gave it to everybody who's poor in a bad situation, what would end up happening if you look like let's say a decade passes or 2 decades passes, you would notice that the wealth flies right back up. And why is that? Well, because if you have the skill or knowledge of how to make that kind of money, even if somebody takes it from you, you just know how to get it back because you have the skill. But if you're in like a bad situation, maybe you don't have a lot of opportunity or whatever, or you're not taking opportunities that have been given to you, well, it doesn't matter if you're given money. It's not going to put you in a better situation. How do you feel about that?
I hear you. Yeah. I think if I were to make the argument, again, I'm just saying, like, I don't but I would say that just because something won't 100% guarantee a solution isn't a reason to not provide something that is maybe arguably fair. Mm-hmm. So, like, from a fairness standpoint, it's like, maybe it won't solve anybody's problem, but it's just fair that this is, a thing that you get.
Well, wouldn't you say that even with SNAP benefits and welfare, and I don't want to hold you too long. Sorry if I feel like I'm going too long here.
Also, I thought this was going to be like, What's your body count?
Nah, bro, we don't be doing all that bullshit, bro. I'm trying to teach niggas shit, bro. I'm trying to niggas gotta learn, bro. This is real shit. And I think that's even unfortunate that it's kind of like that now. It's like
I like 100% thought it was gonna be that.
Yeah, nah. We keep it clean over.
Pleasant surprise.
No, yeah, bro. I need niggas to be smart, bro. I'm tired of the body count shit, bro. Y'all niggas like get a job. Like, anyway, bro. Okay, so I lost my train of thought. Okay, so at least with SNAP and welfare, for example, well, that in itself to me is the platform already. It's like, because the thing with money, okay, if I give you money, you're using money to have choice and opportunity. That's the whole point of giving you money. When you have a lot of money, you have choice, you have opportunity, you can make your own choices. When you don't have money, obviously it's hard to make choice. You're limited in what you can do. So my thing is the welfare in itself, it's solving particular problems. It's making sure you have a roof over your head, you have something to eat. Because once you have that, now you can get a job, for example. You get a job, you make money, and then you can do more. So at least in that way, and I kind of want to talk about the other ways that I believe reparations have been paid, and then we can kind of wrap up there. But that's kind of how I see it from there. Maybe we'll agree to disagree there, but that's my position. Okay, so at least what I would say from this is kind of like half political, half not. When we look at like affirmative action, when we look like DEI, for example, these are all things that are supposed to prioritize Black people or give Black people opportunities. Okay, white people were majorities in these different corporations or different areas. Well, now if we have a Black person that applies, hey, we're gonna actually push them up, even maybe they don't have the same level of quality or whatever, or ability, or based off their merit. We're still gonna put them in these positions because we want more diversity in these different areas or parts of society. Same thing when it comes to politics as well.
I think affirmative action is like a band-aid. I think affirmative action is like, it's already gotten to a point where you're an 18-year-old kid, and for the fact that you're Black,
yes,
it's like almost a guarantee that your life has maybe had more challenges that we're like using affirmative action to solve for, which to me is like indicative of the fact that like there needs to be a solution way prior to that and way bigger than affirmative action is like should not exist, because it's like you should not be an 18-year-old kid and we can basically like guarantee that your life has probably been harder than mine.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
No, yeah, I get that. Well, that's my point of the reparations. The whole point of the reparations is like to solve for those damages. That's exactly what I'm saying. So even
it's bad solutions is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you just don't agree with the solution, which is fine. No, that's fine. But at least what I would say then there is like when I see that, I'm like, these to me at least are different forms of reparations. To you, at least based off what, and we can kind of get a consensus here, and then before I even go over anything else, that for you it's just not good enough. For me, I look at these different things. I look at the DI, I look at the affirmative action, I look at the welfare, I look at these kind of, and actually I want to talk about social a little bit. Same thing, like socially, like if you say anything about Black people publicly, let's say you're white, you're gonna, well, at least it's less so now, but over the past 5 years, you're gonna take some serious social ramifications for that. Like Black people are gonna get mad, they're gonna get you fired from your job, they're gonna contact your parents, your family.
If it's bad, if it's like bad things, yes.
No, which is fair, but the thing is,
I hear what you're saying. Yeah. I think
if I was Black and I said it to a white person, though, I'd be fine.
If I said it, like the fact that I was even concerned to say that I don't believe in reparations, when it's like that's a valid point of view and like you can explain it and it's not like I'm racist or something.
But like but people would assume you're racist for even questioning that. And I think that's,
so I hear you.
That's like another form, even though it's not directly financial, it's another form of reparations where almost like you're not even allowed to criticize anything going on. Like, or you're seen, or you lose social capital for that. Like you get in trouble for those kind of things. So I look at all these different things and I'm like, well, to me, this is the reparation. The reparation has been here for a while. For you, that's I guess, that's like, I'm looking at it because like, I know to me personally, the money is not the solution. We can't, giving people money, it doesn't really work. Maybe you might be like, oh,
what would your solutions be?
What I mean,
because you don't disagree that like being a Black American comes with more challenges and like you don't disagree with that.
Okay, I don't disagree with that. I disagreed with that maybe like years ago.
Are, like in those communities are underfunded, like all these things are like.
No, it's good you're mentioning this. So my position more is, if we actually want to solve the problem, we do not need to give Black people reparations or money. What we need to do is to be able to be critical of the culture. We need to be critical of the people. Because if we're not allowed to be critical, as I said about the social thing, if I'm not allowed to be critical of a group of people, that group of people can't improve. If I can't tell you the truth about yourself or certain things, well, you can't improve yourself if you don't know what is real and what is not real. Does that like make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So to me,
again, devil's like the only like I would just say that can be true, and also like that can be true. Like we should be allowed to criticize like any culture anywhere that's doing things that like are against what I would.
For example, and I'll give you an example. For me, when I look at the Black community,
but that's not necessarily an argument against reparations, is what I'm saying. Like, it can be that and that.
Well, no. Well, that's almost what I'm saying here now is like, we don't need reparations anymore. Okay, because like, I guess more is what I'll say. We don't need reparations anymore. Mm-hmm. Like today, there's more than enough opportunity for Black people. I'm a Black person. I'm doing just fine. I'm pretty lit. I'm loving my life.
Camera, baby.
Yeah, no, but I'm pretty lit. I mean, I grew up in the suburb, but still, like, as a Black person, nothing is like stopping me from doing anything. Maybe in more inner city, in like deeper Black communities, sure, problems. But I think those problems stem from cultural issue. So I think now
they stem from many different sources, is what I would say.
I mean, okay, what is one of the sources you believe is a problem?
I think seriously, like the underfunding of public schools in those communities, like, is a serious problem.
Well, at least what I've seen, statistically speaking, it's not even that those communities are actually being underfunded. Actually, in a lot of those communities, a lot of those students there are actually able to move out to other areas to study for school if they do.
Even that sentence, the fact that you would have to move out of your area to go to a good school is a problem.
And let me explain something.
At scale, that's a problem.
No, and let me explain something more interesting. One of the main reasons why those schools are underfunded, those businesses, those restaurants and areas are underfunded, is due to crime and violence. That's a primary reason. For example, for real estate, if you live in an area where there's a lot of violence, there's a lot of people killing, stealing, or doing whatever, nobody wants to build a business there. Nobody wants to build schools there. Nobody wants to fund stuff there because they're just going to lose money. Because obviously, we live in a capitalistic society.
Well, I would just say, like, I don't, like, obviously there are high crime areas, and that all of that is going to be an obvious result of that.
Yeah, so you're not going to get
kind of like
you're not going to get the funding. Sorry.
It's like a chicken or the egg thing, where it's like, there are a lot of like socio-political reasons for those areas ending up that way.
What do you think are some of the reasons?
Like the war on drugs, like for crack being a huge sentence and like powder cocaine.
Well, let me give you an example. Okay, so if I put crack right in front of you right now, would you sell that crack?
No, but that's not the point. Is that like there are historical reasons for why these communities have ended up that way, and I'm not saying that culture isn't also a problem. Mm-hmm. Or like something that you could criticize, but I think it can be all of these things at once. Yeah, sure, all of these things, it's very complicated.
Yes, I'm not okay. So I guess where we can basically kind of agree. I'm not saying that there's not other things around it.
Yes.
What I am saying is
that's the primary.
The culture it's the primary. I'm gonna be real. It's really the culture.
I think I would disagree with that, okay, even though I can see. I think that like every culture, like I mean. There's things you could say about like anything.
No, you can right, but I think it's good to even be able to do that. But at least, So I guess there we can agree to distree. Otherwise, I appreciate the conversation. That was great. Yeah. What's your name again?
Claudia.
Claudia, thank you so much. Yeah, that was lit, bro. I appreciate the conversation. All right, let's make it happen, bro. How you doing? Yeah, bro. Let's see, man. Let's get it.
Oh my God, my fault, sir.
Yeah, no worries, man. What's your name, man?
Ryan McKeown.
Ryan McCone, nice to meet you. I am Ollie. Okay, so pretty much this is the 4 Young American Men podcast. We talk about culture, dating, politics, and other controversial topics. Is that cool or not?
Okay, yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. I don't know if I have much to say on certain topics, but I'm down to be open to the topic and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay, so today's question I'm actually asking is that: do you think Black people should be able to get reparations?
Personally, I think that since it was just generations ago,
sure.
I think that no.
Yeah.
And that since like there's been generations, so my father and whatnot, and like my grandparents and whatnot, they came over from Ireland, they had nothing. And then they worked themselves up to something.
Yes.
So I think that while there are some barriers for people that are disadvantaged, that they should get some help. But I think that the degree to reparations is a little bit much for me.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, for the most part, I agree with that position. And one of the main reasons why I would agree with that, to kind of give you my position here, so see how you feel about it. So at least for me, I honestly would say that reparations has already been paid in many different kinds of ways throughout society.
Okay.
Like at least before back then, it was about 40 acres and a mule. Like back then, when it was talking about reparations, that's what it was. But what ended up happening was like that didn't end up happening, whatever. But I would say in so many different ways in society, reparations has already been paid, like from a social standpoint, from a political, from an economic. When we look at, for example, when we look at welfare, SNAP, EBT, a disproportionate amount of Black people are on these different things that the taxpayers pay. So that's already a form. That's economic to me. When it comes to like a more like political standpoint, for example, it's like, okay, we've made affirmative action, we've made DEI, for example, all these different kind of things that help Black people actually get more opportunities. Like And even too, when you look at like scholarships for like college, like there's certain scholarships that only Black people can have. Like no other race is allowed to apply or have these kind of opportunities. So when I look at all these kind of different things, I'm like, well, the reparations are already kind of there. So do you agree or disagree with that at all?
I mean, I think that like people that are from like disadvantaged communities and whatnot, like they should have like an availability to get into like, you know, these kind of like, you know, great like colleges and whatnot. And
I would say it's there is my point.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm not like an expert on the topic, so I can't speak too much, but I think that like, fuck, I don't know.
I mean, cool.
I don't know.
Nah, Butterrise, I appreciate the conversation, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What's your name again, bro?
Ryan.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Great to meet you, dog.
Yeah.
Great to meet you, dog.
Thank you. Let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Both of us?
Oh, we do one at a time.
Yeah, sure, man.
Oh, she said, nah, just you, man.
All right.
Okay, cool. What is your name, man?
Ian.
Ian, nice to meet you. I'm Ollie.
Ollie?
Yeah. Okay, so to go over what we got going on.
Yeah.
So this is the For Young American Men podcast. So I'll go over culture, dating, politics, and other kind of controversial topics as well, so guys can learn from it. Is that cool?
That's very cool, yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what I'm asking today actually is, do you think Black people should be able to get reparations?
100%.
Okay, so why do you think so?
I mean,
I'll tell you my position too after.
Sure. I mean, all the wealth that we have in this country is generated from slavery. Like, just all of it. Like, trillions upon trillions of dollars.
Okay.
Right? Stolen money from that. Basically, everything that, like, the U.S. is built on. I don't think people have, like, actually realized how much of our wealth is generated from that free labor through 500 fucking years.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, like, the descendants of that should receive some of the benefits of what their ancestors done. Plus, you know, institutional racism, everything else. Like,
sure.
Absolutely.
Okay, so at least what I would say when it comes to reparations, I believe that in many ways, at least in the modern time now, I wouldn't disagree with the fact, at least from past, like, okay, slaves did build this country. That is not refutable at all. So for that position, I can kind of agree. But at least I would say now, pretty much, I would say probably from civil rights movement on, like reparations has actually been paid or is continuing to be paid in many different ways throughout society, in my opinion. So when we look at and when I say different ways, I mean like social, political, economic, like it's been paid in different ways. So let's say, for example, when we look at like welfare, EBT, and SNAP benefits, that is disproportionately used by the Black community. That's, to me, one way that reparations is being paid, because you're sustaining people based off American people's tax dollars. I know it's not being directly paid from the white people that own slaves, right? Sure. But the American people as a whole are basically helping that way. Yeah. Another way I would say, like political, this is like half political, I guess economic too, but when we look at affirmative action, DEI, these are all things that are helping Black people get into different positions or corporations. I know it's less so now, Trump administration, whatever, but those were all things that were to help Black people get into certain different positions. Like, hey, you might not be as good or as merited as maybe a white counterpart or whatever, but because you're Black, we want to put you in this position because we want Black people to be better represented. To me, that's like another form of reparations. Like, hey, we're trying to make sure you guys are getting pushed more into society and they're able to do more things. When we look at scholarships for colleges, there's a lot of scholarships that only Black people can get. No other race can get those kind of scholarships. So it's like, boom, that's another way to get opportunity to get higher education, which is really going to be the main way that you're going to gain wealth. If you're educated, you have opportunities, that's how you're going to gain wealth. I don't think just giving Black people money, for example, is going to be a way to make them wealthier. Sure. What would end up happening is that you give these people money or give Black people money, and what ends up happening is because they're not understanding how to gain the money or gain that level of wealth, they would just end up losing it or spending in ways that is not beneficial. So that's kind of more my position, and you can tell me if you agree, disagree, and go on.
I disagree in a couple of reasons.
Sure.
I mean, first of all, like the amount of reparations given that you say through like welfare, whatever else, is nowhere near the amount of money generated through slavery and just like it's but billions of dollars less, right? Okay. Easily. And then two, I think I kind of so scholars. Let's just do the scholarships thing. Let's just just focus on that.
Go on. Okay.
Scholarships. It's not to all Black people. Not all Black people are getting the scholarships. It's certain Black people. It's a smaller percentage of Black people that is not being distributed evenly across all that. So it's more. It's actually like but instead of raising everyone up, we're gonna target very specific people that can take advantage of the system, and then they kind of buy into the system that has oppressed them. So I don't think that has been enough to like kind of. It hasn't equaled the playing field for what has been taken from them historically and currently.
Okay. At least my response to that, I would kind of say, at least from the scholarship standpoint, one thing I would say about that is scholarships can exist, but if you don't apply for them, it's not like you're going to get that opportunity. Because what I would say is we can't forcibly make black people do anything. Even if you give the opportunity to the floor, like here's everything. Yeah. I can't force you to take the opportunity. I can't force you to do more. And maybe we could have a cultural conversation about black culture in general. But like, that's kind of one side. I'm like, like if the opportunity is there, I believe it can be taken. What you did say that is actually kind of a lot more interesting to me is like, when you look at slavery, like the amount of wealth that has been built off slavery is ridiculous. Like, hey, like look at this amount of money. But then where I kind of start having an issue again is like, I still don't think, even if we generated billions of dollars off this, I don't think that if we just give, and maybe this is not what you mean, I don't want to mischaracterize you, but I don't think, okay, so how much money do we give black people? And then what does that look like? Who's going to pay it? How do we figure out whose lineage is from slavery if you're white or whatever? Like, it becomes almost what I would say very difficult to even pay that kind of back. And I don't even think giving the money in itself would solve the problem.
Well, okay, a couple things. One, this is not my area of expertise.
No,
I'm just a guy that you just.
No, you got no. It's sure. I think it's interesting because
yeah. No worries. But like, there are people who have thought about this, or think tanks. There are all sorts of stuff that figure out ways to do reparations, right, in a systematic way, right? Which is, and I'm sure a quick Google can kind of figure that out. One, and then two, like. To me, I kind of like chafe at the argument where it's like, well, just giving money to people is wrong. It should be earned. It should be all these things. It's like,
no, it's not even. Sorry, just because to make sure I from my position there, I'm not saying giving money to people is wrong. Yeah. I'm saying giving money to people is not a solution. I actually think it can exacerbate a problem. Like I think, for example, I'll give you a really interesting example. Maybe you disagree or agree with this. I think, for example, the reason why we have such a big student loan problem in this country is because you're basically giving an 18-year-old $200,000 that they can spend to go get an education that might not actually give them a job or an opportunity that can allow them to pay off this debt within a good amount of time. Sure. So I'm like, why are we giving 18-year-olds this kind of money? Sure. We need to put them in a position where they're not basically risking their livelihood for the next however many years by giving this amount of money. So I would argue giving people a lot of money when they don't know what they want to do with that money is a huge problem.
Well, okay. Yes, but also college is too expensive. Like, it's way too expensive. Well, too expensive. It shouldn't be $200,000 to get an education. It should be free.
Yeah, well,
it should be free.
That's a whole other debate.
But it should be free. A real society should do it. But like again, rich people give their money to their inheritance, their kids all the time. All the fucking time. Yeah. So to me, it's like, and they don't earn that money. They're just giving it. It's generational wealth given from hundreds and hundreds of years back for free. And they don't. So to me, it's like a more fair society would try to distribute that money evenly and try to make it. You might be right. They may be able to spend it poorly, but that's not up to us. That's up to them. So I don't know. It's stolen money, so give it back to them. That's my final position.
Okay, fair. Fair enough. Nah, bro. I appreciate the conversation, bro. Yeah.
You too. Cheers. Ian,
thank you so much, bro. Yeah, that was great, bro. Cheers. Yeah, for sure. Oh, where your friend go? What's up, bro? What's good? Bro? Yeah, bro. What's your name, man?
DJ, you already know.
Yeah, DJ, what's good, bro? Yeah, I'm Ollie, bro. Yeah, so what we got going on, this is the 4 Young American Men podcast, so we go over culture, dating, politics, different kind of controversial stuff, so guys can learn from it. That cool?
Shit, say what's up.
All right, say less. Okay, so what we got talking about today is, do you think black people should get reparations?
Describe reparations. What aspect?
Like, okay, well, I guess the primary one that a lot of people think about is like financial reparations in terms of like, okay, for the damages of slavery and the racial violence that was caused by all that kind of stuff, like they should get financial compensation for it. That's at least the main way I would say a lot of people define it.
Shit, hell yeah, because that shit's overlooked. Bro, the amount of years we went through slavery and all that extra shit, it's overlooked today. Mm-hmm. White privilege is still a fucking, how you say that? Like, it's still a thing. Niggas don't care. And
Wiggers.
Wiggers, fuck. and we're still here getting almost diminished in a way.
Diminished. Okay. So at least just and to give you my position kind of on this, at least what I would say when I look at reparations, I think because financial is usually what people think about, but I would say that reparations has already kind of been paid in certain ways, like in an economic, social, political kind of standpoint. And what I would say like that, like for example, when we look at like economic, for example, when we look at SNAP, EBT, welfare, all these things, disproportionately black people are on these different things. So like that's one way, okay, black people are being helped. Another way is when you look like politically, I would say like affirmative action. I don't know if you've heard of that before. So affirmative action, DEI, all those other kind of things, like those allow black people to get into certain positions, corporations or whatever. Let's say maybe you're not as good as maybe a white nigga at doing something, but it's like, okay, you're black though, so let's put you in this kind of position. Let's push black people more and more into society. Also, when you look at politics and policy, there's a lot more black people representing now that are in politics now. So I look at all these different areas, and even last thing I'll say too is like for college scholarships, for example, a lot of black people have access to scholarships that other races can't get. Like, because you're black, you can have this scholarship. And actually, last one I'll see, I want to know if you really agree with this one. Social. So I would say from a social standpoint, like a white person, basically, you can't do anything to black people publicly without basically, at least it's less now, but like losing your job, niggas attacking you, niggas attacking your family and all this kind of shit. But if I wanted to get up in the middle of the street and say, man, fuck all the crackers out here, you think shit gonna happen to me, nigga? Hell no. So I look at all those kind of things, and I believe reparations has already pretty much been paid in a significant way. But do you agree or disagree with this at all, or how you feel about that?
In a certain aspect, but
yeah,
I don't think completely.
You don't think, like, okay, so you think maybe, and I don't want to hold you too long, of course, bro, but like, you think it should be like maybe more is what you're saying?
Something, bruh. I need a little extra something. So like, give me another check. Fuck what you heard.
Oh yeah, it's like bread.
Hell yeah.
Okay, how much money do you think? I mean, obviously this could be like whatever, but how much money do you think you should be paid in reparations if it was done? Like if they did do it, like how much money you think niggas need for it? Let me ask.
Yeah, at least 10 racks.
10 for all niggas?
Hell yeah.
What do you think niggas gonna do with 10 racks, bro? Like what do you think the niggas gonna do?
Niggas gonna be niggas at the end of the day.
That's my problem.
Yeah, niggas gonna be niggas, so they go spend it on the car, spend it on some bitches. Bro, in the club, in the section.
Backwoods.
Yeah, so it's like,
and they're gonna be celebrating their thing. They're gonna be quoting Harriet.
Just because of that, I'll take it back to like 5,000.
They still gonna spend that bitch.
It's like shit. I need 5,000. What you heard?
This nigga, bro. Nah, real shit.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, that's at least how I feel about that. But you do think like at least more should be done, I guess.
Shit.
Yeah. Okay,
but
fair enough.
I'm not sober enough to speak more on the topic.
No worries, bro. I appreciate it though, bro. What's your name again, bro?
DJ, nice to meet you.
DJ? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you too, bro. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. All right, man. Let's make it happen, man. What's your name, man?
Daniel,
nice to meet you, man. I'm Ali.
Nice to meet you, brother.
Yeah, bro. So basically, this is the 4 Young American Men podcast. So we go over culture, dating, politics, different kind of stuff, and a few controversial topics, so guys can learn from.
That's perfect. I told that man right there he was a Quaker.
A Quaker.
He dressed like Quaker Oats.
Yeah. The dude on the yeah. From like yeah.
Oatmeal. I asked him. I said, "Do you have oatmeal?"
Yeah. And what he say?
He said, "Dude, you have to know your history." I said, "I'm not white."
I mean, that's true, and we're actually talking about that a little bit. Well, we're talking about race a little bit, but do you think black people should get reparations?
Absolutely.
So, why do you think that is a wrong answer first?
Well, first of all, we didn't ask to come here.
Oh, yeah, we were brought here.
Well,
I mean, I wasn't in particular, but yes.
Well, okay, ask any black American their history past anything that's in America.
Yeah. They wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or they wouldn't know at least what African country they came from.
And if they tried to decide that they wanted to go back to the African country, they wouldn't be able to know. They wouldn't be able to know.
Okay. So would you say at least that's one of your positions as to why you wouldn't, or why you would want reparations? Because it's like, well, we didn't ask to be here, so that's why. And obviously slavery, racial violence, that like pretty much all the way up to like civil rights movement, maybe a little bit after, yeah.
Create an even playing field.
Yeah.
So give us the same. If we fuck off the money, that's our fault. But if you give us an even playing field, some people may not fuck off the money, but just let us start from the same, from ground zero.
Yeah, and I'll try not to hold you too long. But what I would ask is then, well, I would say now more than ever, at least, don't you think that the playing field is even? Don't you think, for example, do you think like from a social, economic, and political standpoint? Because that's how I kind of see. I think like reparations are being paid in a lot of ways, and when that's why I like listen out social, economic, political. Like for example, when we look at affirmative action, we look at like DEI. That's an example of like, hey, we're trying to push black people into a lot more corporations to have a lot more opportunities, have more appearances. When we look at politics, there's a lot of black people that are politicians now. When we look at, for example, like for going to college, there's a lot of scholarships that only black people can get, for example. When we look at helping with like economic issues, when we look at welfare, EBT, SNAP benefits, these are all things that predominantly or disproportionate amount of black people are on these kind of different things. So I look at all these different things. I'm like, well,
predominantly black people are on EBT and stuff.
Disproportionately, not predominantly. White people are the main ones on staff.
Okay, so let's not do that.
No, of course, no. White people are the main ones, but it's disproportionate, meaning like per capita is basically what I'm saying. Like for the most part, at a higher rate is what I'm saying. Like black people will be on it at a higher rate. So I look at
you have numbers to prove that.
I mean, I can search it up for you. I'm not gonna because we're in the middle of conversation.
Okay.
But yes, that is the case, and I'm telling you, I'm not lying. So I look at that and I look at these different things. I'm like, okay, well, this is the opportunity right here. I think black people have more than enough opportunity to succeed. I mean, I'm a black person who's here. I wasn't obviously slave descent, so if that takes me away, fine. But I'm like, I feel like I've not been held back from any opportunity. I think I've actually almost had more opportunity in some ways as a black man in this country currently. So for that reason, I'm like, well, I feel like the reparations are already kind of here. Do you agree, disagree with that? And we can kind of wrap up there. I don't want to hold you too long with this.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right?
Sure.
If you go to a job interview, and you have the same qualifications as a white person, do you think you're gonna get the job?
Well, we have the exact same qualifications.
Exact same qualifications.
Yes,
You think you get the job?
Yes, for sure, bro.
Okay. Where you go to school at?
Where I go to? I don't go to school. I'm not in school.
No, where did you go to school?
Are you asking like high school or college?
High school, college. Where did you go?
I went to. Where am I from?
Yeah.
I'm from Silver Spring. I went to high school. I went to Sherwood High School. I don't know.
Sherwood, Albany.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where are you from there?
I'm from Down County.
You down? Okay, cool.
I went to Northwood.
Okay. Oh, you went to Northwood?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Okay, so I went to Sherwood and I went to college at Gardner Webb University in North Carolina for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
HBCU?
Nah. It was it's a Christian college. It's like right on the border of South Carolina.
Predominantly white?
Yes.
So that's why you think like that?
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Nah.
Absolutely.
You think that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So when I actually ask about that, I don't want to hold you too long. I mean, this would be a great conversation, but
no, this would be a great. This is my fiance. It's my birthday.
Yeah. So, happy birthday, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
And it's no disrespect to you or anything like that.
Sure.
My son's mother went to Sherwood. And so I'm familiar with Albany. I'm familiar with the area. My son plays for Sandy Springs.
Cool.
Soccer team. It's cool. But at the same time, bro, we're set behind because who's in charge? You think that you have the same opportunity, but who's in charge? The people that are in charge is not us.
When you say,
who are you going to go work for in corporate America? It's not us.
Yeah. Well,
right.
Yeah. So what I would ask.
So how do you think you have the same opportunity?
Well, first, what I would say,
if you were my friend, as a black man,
yes,
and you chose and you said, "Hey, I'm going to get my friend in this place right here," does that give me an advantage?
Well, are you saying that if you're already in,
I'm black, if I'm your friend, right? Because what are most of your friends, black, white?
Yeah, so I mean, I've had a mixed race.
You have a mixed race friend group, okay?
Yeah.
But if you take somebody from Southeast DC that has predominantly, or PG County,
sure, yeah,
PG County, predominantly black friend group, right?
Yes.
And they're the head of that corporation,
yes,
in corporate America.
Yeah.
Who has the better opportunity?
If the black person from there
who has the better opportunity based on who owns the corporation? Is it a black person or a white person?
Well, based off if you own the corporation, are you saying if based off the race, if they own the corporation, if let's say they are white or black, if you're black and you want to apply for that corporation, do you have a higher chance? Well, yeah, but what I would say is, what's interesting? That's illegal. You're not allowed to discriminate on people based off race, is my point. But we do, and let me explain why we do. Because, like I said,
the president is a felon.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about? Legality?
No. Well, I mean, that's primarily what it would be. I'm not saying that
the person that runs the country is a felon.
Not proven though. Actually, he's not a proven felon. He's not. Because allegedly,
ask him how much he pays in taxes per year.
Well, I mean, even if he stated what it was, there's nothing been proven. He's still innocent until proven guilty. He's allegedly a felon. I can agree with that much.
Yeah, but if you don't get a bond, you're sitting in jail no matter what. Even if you're not proven guilty.
No,
but that's not the point, right?
Yeah, sure.
We've watched them do illegal things in front of our face.
For example,
taking away DEI.
Yeah, that's not illegal. That's within the president's power. He's allowed to take away DEI.
He could do whatever he wants, right?
Well, not yet. I get what you mean.
Okay, but but at the end of the day, he put himself in power. He's a businessman. He's not. He has no credentials to even be the president.
I'm not. He's allowed.
Did he work his way up in politics?
No.
Okay, so how did he become a politician?
Well,
because what? he's a businessman running a capitalist country, and I'm not against that part of it, right? He's a businessman. We're here to make money, right? But at the end of the day, right? If you choose to take your power and use it to help your friends, then your friends ain't black.
Well, are you saying me or like I'm
Trump? I'm just saying we're speaking about Trump right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah. So are you saying like if does Trump have black friends or not? Or like
no. I'm saying if he's using his power to help his friends, are his friends black?
No.
Why are they taking away DEI?
Why? Well, because what they would
because that was the one thing that you said that reparations that DEI was. Yeah. I guess a turn.
It was like for me. That was like more my position. Like that's like an example of what it looked like for me. Like that's something. Okay, that's something where we're specifically, and that's actually why they were taking it away. Because what ended up happening was, with DEI, it became a situation because obviously DEI was not just for black people. Obviously, it helped other minority groups get opportunities too. By the way, so I'm not trying to say that's just black people, of course. So
it ain't just black people. Or black men.
Yeah. No. So no. So what I would say is black women too. Like anyway. So to answer that, the reason why they were taking it away is because it ended up actually hurting America in some ways because they were like, hey, we're putting people into positions or certain positions that they might not be qualified for just because of what they identify as. It's like, hey, well, she's a woman. Okay, we got to put her here. She's a black woman. We should put her here. He's a black man. We should put him here. But if the credentials do not add up, that creates a dangerous situation.
Yes or no, because we could put people in position just because they're our friends, and that doesn't make them qualified at all.
No, I'm not, and I'm saying I'm not. No, it's interesting you said that. I'm not even agreeing with that. I think it's better to actually hire people.
You're not agreeing with it or not disagreeing with it?
No, I'm not disagreeing. Sorry, yeah. Like I'm exactly like I think if we're gonna put somebody in a position, should they be qualified? I know she already kind of left. Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that, bro. Fuck. But anyway, yeah,
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, so
I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna give you. Let's get one more question in, and let's just because it's not that I stand on the left side or the right side. Yeah. It's that I stand for what's right and what's wrong.
Sure.
And you asked me about reparations. Yeah. Bro, we never asked to come here. We can't even find our ancestry. I know I have African friends who can tell you exactly where their family's from. They can tell you what they have when they go back home. They can tell you their great grandmother's recipe. Mm-hmm. I can't.
That's true.
The furthest I can trace back is North Carolina.
Yeah.
As an African American male.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So do we deserve reparations? We were taken from my last name is Greenfield.
Yeah.
Which is Jewish.
Yeah. Greenfield. Oh, I didn't even know that. That's interesting.
So
Greenfield's a Jewish name.
So my last name is Greenfield, which is Jewish. So
yeah.
So you've actually taken away my history. We're not talking about DEI. That's a job. Yeah. We're talking about lineage, culture.
Yeah. So for you, so at least what I would say is
there's no money that is worth that me losing my lineage.
Yeah. So it's like for you, it's kind of like it wouldn't even matter if the money was given to you because it's like you kind of lost something that you're never going to be able to get back, which is fine.
How do I even know if I lost it? I don't know anything.
I mean, fair enough. No, I mean, fair, bro. I mean, okay, at least for me, at least, and I would say my kind of last position on this, at least what I would say is for reparations at this point, and almost a time with what you just said, there's like you kind of lost things that even if you were paid or given money, it's not really going to solve the problem. So at least for me,
it does solve a problem.
Oh, but so you
because I can put people in a position to say, listen, legacy is everything, right? Because when we die, that's all we have.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
yeah.
So
people do want to leave legacy.
So if my legacy is here, then at least I can put a footprint into the ground of where I was and where I'm at today. Mm-hmm. I can't go back. I can only go forward.
Yeah. But don't you think you have the opportunity now to do that?
Do you want $400,000?
Do I want? I mean, yeah, that'd be cool.
Do you want $100,000?
Sure.
Do you want $100 today?
Sure. Yeah.
You're gonna take it, right?
Yeah. Why not?
Why?
Well, because if somebody,
but why,
it depends. It depends because it's free money.
Why?
Because I could use that money
to do what?
To do what I want to do.
Exactly.
True. No, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. No. Look. My nigga, bro. Look, no, listen.
My nigga.
Yeah, my nigga, bro.
My nigga.
Am I not allowed to say nigga, bro? No, look. Okay, what I say is, I'm not saying people don't want the money. What I'm saying is that I don't even think for what the money would be for, I don't think it would solve the problem.
Why? We don't have the foundation.
Yeah, I know. I think the foundation is there. I think as a black man, you have opportunity, bro.
Right now, you have an Irish friend somewhere. You went to Olney.
Yes,
you have white friends.
Nah, I mean, yeah.
They know. They say, "Hey, I'm going to Switzerland for the summer."
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah. Well, what's that to do with it?
Because they know their lineage, they know their culture. They're going back. Yeah. So the money even that they get today, they're taking it back.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
To build on their culture from there to now. We're not doing that. We have no culture. We have no lineage.
Yeah, I mean, we not, which is true.
As a black American, you have no lineage past anything in
you don't
South
know.
Or whatever.
Yeah, you don't know. That's true. No, I'm not denying it.
So the money helps us build here.
Yeah.
Where we were brought.
Okay. And interesting. What I would say is though, I don't. At least what I think.
30 seconds.
Yeah, no, because you say it.
I'm fucking tonight if I got love.
Fuck yeah, no, my fucking fault. Okay, at least what I would say with reparations, I don't think, at least me personally, I don't think, even though I understand why the black people would want it, I don't think giving the money would actually help black people the way I would want it to help. Yeah, I don't think so.
Wow.
Yeah, nah, true. And we can get into all that, but
are you trolling?
No, I am not trolling. I want to explain, but I can't because you got to go, bro.
What black people?
The black people, bro? Like I'm talking about black Americans that don't have their lineage.
What you told?
I mean, they count as black Americans.
I know plenty of black entrepreneurs that could take $100,000 right now and take their business to the next level.
Oh, and why? And what's wrong? Yeah.
Them.
So that's okay. That's good. So.
But you just said you don't think that money will help black people.
No. What I'm saying is,
what you just said.
No, I don't think money will help black people. I'll be honest.
That's
black,
crazy.
I think the culture.
Right?
Yeah, no, you got no. So, yeah.
Oh,
I don't think.
You believe that?
Yeah. No, I mean, what?
No, I'm asking you behind the camera. Do you believe that money won't help black people?
Yeah, I think the ones. You know what's funny? Because you mentioned that. The ones that can make money.
Nothing.
Wait. No. But true. But what I'm saying is the black people who could make money are making money. They don't even need the reparations. They don't even need it. They're just making the money because the opportunity is already there to make the money.
Do you have a friend right now that said, I voted for Trump because he gave a stimulus check?
Nah, I don't. No, I don't.
I just wondering.
I would. Somebody. You have niggas that said that shit?
Yeah. Absolutely.
But that's
they said that shit, right?
No, but
this nigga gave us money. I'm gonna.
Yeah, which is kind of. I mean, I want to be like, nigga, you shouldn't just vote.
Stimulus check. That nigga might be the president for the next 30.
Yeah, just giving niggas. Look.
So what the fuck we talking about?
Yeah, everybody.
Reparations. If he gave a nigga 400,000, nigga might be the president for 40 years, bro.
Anyway. Yeah, nah, okay. Anyway, bro, I don't want to fucking hold you no longer, but I appreciate the conversation, bro. Yeah, I appreciate it. What's your name again, bro?
Daniel,
thank you so much. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, nah, solid shit.
What is your platform so I can?
Fan podcast. What are you talking about? We're talking about culture, date, and politics.
Oh shit!
Yeah. All right, make it happen, man. How you doing, man? What's your name, man?
My name is Brendan.
Nice to meet you, Brendan.
Nice to meet you, man.
Yeah. I'm Ali. Okay.
Nice to meet you, Ali.
Yeah. So pretty much this is a 4 Young American Men podcast. As I said, we're going culture, dating, politics, and other kind of controversial topics so guys can learn from it. That cool?
Dope. Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay. So today's question is, do you think black people should get reparations?
Do you think black people should get reparations? That's a tough topic. I mean, I think yes, because I don't want to be controversial here. You know?
So you don't so basically, yes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. At least, why do you think so? I know you say you don't want to be controversial, but maybe you have a reason behind it.
Why do I think so?
Yes.
I think they went through a unique struggle that people like me have not gone through, and I'll never know that gravity of that.
Okay, fair. So, at least what I've seen in terms of reparations or what I feel about it. So, I think in some ways, reparations has already been paid or is currently being paid.
Sure.
And I would say this from like a social, economic, and political standpoint. I'll give like kind of some examples that I see. For example, you look at affirmative action and DEI. This is a prime example of like, hey, awesome. Yeah, we're trying to put black people in certain positions, corporations, whatever. Totally. We're allowing that, right? And when we look at, let's say, this is kind of like half economic, half not, but I guess educational opportunity. For example, there's a lot of scholarships out there that only black people can apply for. So meaning no other race can get this scholarship. You have to be black to be able to get this kind of scholarship.
It's a great form of it. Yeah.
So then another form we look at is like, okay, let's say SNAP, EBT, welfare, a disproportionate amount of black people are on these things. And that's another way that
Shout
allows
out that getting overturned right now. Fuck yeah.
Okay. So that's a prime example of another thing that like gives black people opportunity. And even from a social standpoint, which is very interesting, because speaking of controversial, like even as a white person, like being critical of black people openly or in public is like you get instantly reprimanded, like people attack you or whatever. And it's like, as a black person, I can go out and say anything I want to say about white people. I can call you cracker, say whatever. I can go in the street and just start saying everybody's a cracker. And nobody would get mad at me. I would not get reprimanded. In fact, I would probably get a lot more opportunities by doing that. So I kind of see all those different things. I'm like, those are kind of like forms of reparations to me. Do you agree or disagree with that? And I'll try not to hold you too long, obviously.
No, I appreciate you saying that because we do have to roll. But I've never thought about it like that. Yeah, that's unique. That's cool. Yeah, that's real.
Cool. No, I appreciate you sitting down. I don't want to hold you any longer, then, man. What's your name again?
I'm Brendan.
Brendan, thanks, bro. Yeah. Thank you guys so much. I'll try to be fast. All right, man. What is your name, man?
I'm Adam.
Adam, nice to meet you. I'm Ali. So this is the 4 Young American Men podcast. As I said, I'm talking about dating, culture, politics, and other kind of controversial stuff so guys can learn from it. Is that cool?
That's good.
Okay, I'm gonna get fast. Okay, the question I have for today is, do you think black people should get reparations?
In what way?
Well, I mean, I guess the main way that a lot of people think about is financial. So like money.
Like from the government?
That's actually good that you mentioned that, because it's like, how is like very pernicious. Basically, how would it would work? But I guess government could be one of those ways.
I think potentially, depending on. I think when government tries to give anyone money, it becomes a disaster.
True.
So I think that like the idea is good, but I think it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
I don't think it would go very well if we tried to do it via like taxes.
Okay, got you. So you're kind of more in the position. Are you in the position then of okay, yes, but the how is kind of difficult, is what you're saying?
I'd say potentially, depending on how it would
look.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess you can kind of agree with that. I would also say, like, not to hold you too long, but I would say, like, when I look at reparations, I think reparations are already being paid in some ways, like from a social, economic, political standpoint. And for examples of this, I would give is like, okay, when you look at like college, for example, there's scholarships that only black people can get, and no other race can apply to that. So it's a way to get opportunity. When we look at affirmative action and DEI, different acts that have been made to give black people more opportunities in terms of corporations and stuff like that. So, and also when we look at like welfare programs for people who are struggling economically, like a disproportionate amount of black people are on welfare, EBT, and SNAP. Like they have these kind of different things that allow them to still have opportunities in society that other races or other people can't really have. So I look at those things and I'm like, well, this is kind of a form of reparations to me in a way. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think affirmative action was, I think the goal of the society is to get to a place where we don't need it anymore, right?
Yes.
And then we all are just equal, which we've made a lot of progress. We're not quite there yet, but I think that's the goal, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, I would say in a lot of ways, I think it's just kind of there. I would even say to a point, like socially speaking too, like we kind of like, I can go outside here and go anywhere and be like, I look at any white person, I'm like, you're a cracker, you're a cracker, you're a cracker, and suffer no repercussions for it. Like, in fact, socially, I'd be celebrating. Niggas would be like, oh, that's great, keep doing that. But for you as a white guy, if you would have did that, like, oh man, they're going at your job, your career, your family, your wife, your kids, whatever it is. So I look at all those kind of things. I'm like, well, this is almost like at a point where I think the opportunity is there. And I guess we can kind of end off there because I don't want to.
Yeah, I think we're close. I think we've done a lot of. We try. I mean, the past 50 years, we made a lot of progress, right?
Yeah.
So I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah. At least last thing I would say then, the how even still is probably the part where I'm like, look, I don't know how this would look. The government being able to do this would be weird. Do the taxpayers pay it? Do we like, okay, do we have to look at all white people who had the lineage of slave masters? Like, I think even that, it ends up like not really working. And but
I think people would be upset for people whose ancestors weren't here. Like, they're like, oh, well, I just came here one generation ago. And they're like, well, I feel like I shouldn't have to pay it. And then it's just like a whole.
It becomes really crazy. Yeah, but all right, cool enough, man. I appreciate it, man.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Thank you,
have a great one, bro.
You too.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for waiting. Stop it. I really appreciate that, man. Okay. All right, guys. Yep. FYAM Podcast. Another episode in again. Episode 24. Yeah. So we've been cooking really hard. Good few weeks out here. Great conversations. Learning a lot of different stuff. Hope you guys are learning a lot of different stuff. And of course, let me know more questions you guys want me to ask of. Anything goes. Any controversial question. I want to talk about all this stuff. I'll do the research. I'll gain the knowledge because I want to have these hard conversations out here. I think it's really interesting. I think it's important for you guys to see what a lot of people think. And if you're watching this, you live in the DC area, tell your homies, tell your friends to come sit down and talk to me. I think we can have a great conversation that a lot of guys here in America can benefit from a lot. So with that being said, we'll be back out here next week. Like and subscribe. Deuces.